Once upon a time, there was going to be a Justice League Dark, which is sort of an offshoot of the Justice League where they deal with the supernatural, magic, and stuff like that. And Guillermo del Toro was going to direct it. It was going along. They had all kind of plans, concept art, and all that stuff. It was exciting, but, well, it sadly didn't happen. But apparently, Guillermo del Toro was talking about it. So when it comes to comic book related media cancellations, perhaps none has stung more than that of Guillermo del Toro's Justice League Dark. Well, actually, his Hellboy 3 stings a little more for me. I really wish that could have been done. I really enjoyed his Hellboy movies, and it would have been nice to have a complete, trilogy there. Hey, you can move on with someone else for help. But so far, they haven't been able to pull it off. But anyway, especially given that his fantasy horror creative tastes made him a near perfect choice to handle the material. And unfortunately, that aching pain is only set to get worse now that Del Toro has finally opened up about just what he had in store for DC's premiere Supernatural Super Team. First confirmed as in development in 2013 under the original title Dark Universe, Del Toro's take on the eponymous team would have existed separate from the then-in-progress DCEU and followed a core roster of John Constantine, Deadman, Madame Xanadu, Swamp Thing, and Zatanna, the five of whom unite to face an encroaching magic threat facilitated by the Floronic Man. Hey, that's like in the comics. Unfortunately, the project near immediately found itself in development hell, the difficulties of which eventually prompted Del Toro to exit the director's chair in June 2015. And though Justice League Dark was never officially canceled, it only received 2 subsequent updates in the years since. The first being in 2016 announcement that Edge of Tomorrow director Doug Liman had signed on to direct, and the second being the 2017 confirmation of his exit, and is presumed dead in the water following James Gunn's DCU revamp. So, well, whether through personal choice or lack of a pointed opportunity to do so, Del Toro has never provided details as to just what his plans were for DC's dark magic outing, or at least he hadn't until a recent appearance on entertainment reporter Josh Horowitz's Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. Turn to the topic thanks to a question from Horowitz as to whether or not there was any truth to the previous rumors that he was looking to cast Colin Farrell as Constantine. Well, that would have been pretty good. Del Toro began his reflection by admitting, "No, I was not casting yet, but I knew I wanted Doug Jones to be Deadman." Oh, yeah. Another excellent casting choice. Because, well, apparently he wasn't casting Colin Farrell, but Doug Jones would have been, both would have been good in those roles. Anyway, because he physically could do the suit and know his mannerisms and all that. Yes. Yeah, he would have been great. From there, assuring, I loved that screenplay. I really was in love with that screenplay. I thought it brought everybody in effortlessly. Del Toro was then asked by Horowitz if he could reveal which of the team's many spellcasters were set to be the film's lead, to which he quickly confirmed it was Constantine, before providing a surprise overview of the team's proposed adventure, including a major cameo from one of their namesake's founding members. The plot made absolute perfect sense. I really loved how they got tangled into a team. The Floronic Man was one of the villains, and it was really, really great because Swamp Thing was very fleshed out, as was everybody. And there was like a moment where Batman came in briefly. We said, "We need a plane," and Constantine said, "I know. A friend of mine has a plane." And then you were in Bruce Wayne's office. I would have loved to have done that. I don't know why they should have they could have gone and connected it to the DCEU and have Affleck show up for the cameo, I don't know if they would do that to him. Maybe. Anyway, I mean, the screenplay is there. It's not like it's not chit chat. It was a couple of years of development for that screenplay. We never got to the art, but it had great set piece. Well, set piece. There was concept art. I think anyway, great set piece. My favorite one was Dead Man on a long chase, jumping from one body to the next. It would have been an 80-year-old lady in Central Park running after the protagonist and then jumping into a traffic cop or a mounted cop. It was a really thrilling thing. Eventually asked by Horowitz if he had received any sort of DCU-related call from Gunn, Justice League Dark-related or otherwise, Del Toro asserted no, but now and then I write him about something else he's doing. I think he's remarkably smart. I loved Superman. Well, I love the actor playing him. Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the way he's viewing the universe. Yeah. Well, you want to be on good terms and that sort of thing. I understand. At present, the only Justice League Dark member confirmed for an appearance in the new DCU is Swamp Thing, for whom a new solo film was initially announced as part of Gunn's initial development slate, but has not received any additional updates. Yeah, and since Mango pretty much already jumped ship on it, I don't think that's happening. Again, will the DCU survive past Man of Tomorrow? Yeah, probably not. But there was an animation of Swamp Thing walking around. I thought that was confirmed to have been some preliminary work on what the look would be and stuff like that. And there was this concept art. But, oh well, it didn't happen. Would have been cool. But it's still, keeping it separate from, I don't know why. What would be the point? You could have folded that into it. Anyway, it didn't happen. So this is one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda. Well, maybe shoulda. We don't know. Maybe he says the screenplay is great, but, and I mean, he's done some great work, but was it great? Maybe it wasn't. Yeah. Oh, well. Guess we'll never know. But then again, if they want to revisit it, they'll probably dust that off and just steal the plot of it and rewrite it. Because a lot of these movies, that's the case. Some of these story ideas, they're like 10, 20 years old. And they just dust it off, credit someone else, that kind of thing. So, yeah, maybe there will be a Justice League Dark. One day.